The fluctuation value of Russian ruble exposed a crack in President Vladimir Putin's robust economy. This vulnerability was quickly capped by Kremlin's economic team, a move that allowed currency to bounce back, at least for time being. But urgent rate hike patch fails to hide dilemma at heart of Russian economy. How can we finance military without damaging national currency and without overheating economy with corrosive and politically embarrassing inflation? Life in Moscow presents a normal outlook. Despite extensive sanctions linked to the war in Ukraine and departure of hundreds of Western companies, outdoor seating in restaurants and bars on trendy Bolshaya Nikitskaya street was packed with well-dressed residents enjoying the warm August air this past evening. Loud music from DJs was heard from the restaurant in a nearby courtyard. The malls have not changed at first glance. But where Zara and H&M once stood, shoppers find new clothing brands Maag and Vilet, and donut seller Krunchy Dream can easily be mistaken for Krispy Kreme, which once stood in its place at Evropeisky Mall. Even the branding is similar. In the absence of Apple Pay, banks provide stickers with chips that enable mobile payment. Key economic indicators are also within normal ranges. Unemployment low. Economic growth is better than many expected. And inflation moderate by Russian standards. But difficult for those with limited incomes. In Moscow, where criticism of the military could lead to jail terms, and some just named, people in Moscow made a mixture of unrest and resignation. 68-year-old retired Vladimir Cheremesyev reminded that problems experienced after the collapse of Soviet Union in 1991 were delayed for several years. Even though I'm retired and don't have a lot of income, I don't feel much yet, said Cheremesyev. But there is anxiety. Sometimes my blood pressure rises. Others noted how prices are constantly changing. 38-year-old entrepreneur Yuliana was more worried. Our situation has deteriorated sharply. It is not good. It will not end today, tomorrow, nor will the day after tomorrow. I think more than one generation will pay for this story. Businesses in need of materials turn to alternatives. Andrei Lavrov, owner of the Smile Atelier dental clinic, said he had to buy sutures and silicones from Asia because he used quite a lot of imported materials. But in the meantime no disasters have occurred. He said, if something is no longer supplied, it can be easily changed via parallel channels. He said some Russian Made stitches are very high quality material. As local industry fills the void, a certain substitution is taking place. Still, imports to Russia are picking up as goods arrive from nearby countries such as Kazakhstan and Armenia. Avoiding sanctions. Government spending on military and social programs distributes some of the cash to individuals and companies that use it on imported products. Labor shortages from people leaving the country.